Hello again, another video today showing you a mid to late game rune farming method on Elden Ring. Now this isn't a new method, most people who have played the game will probably most likely know about this, but what I'm going to show you is the way that I've figured out to do it the fastest. What it requires is a normal bow, one you can fire pretty quickly with, from pulling to firing, not firing in succession. It will require fletched arrows. It doesn't matter if it's a normal or a bone one because it needs the distance. And also, if you can, try and craft yourself some of these gold pickle foulfoots. It does require the photo foulfoot, which you can farm quite easily by going back to where you first start the game. Where you come out of the entrance to the tomb you were in, and you got the first step. Once you're at that save point, turn around and come behind the building, and there'll be some eagles around it, so there'll be two there, and two there. And killing all 6 of them, and then returning to the first step, and then cycling through will get you quite a lot of the foots you need to craft the gold ones. The other items are fairly easy to get. You'll find them a lot throughout your adventure, and they're much more common. The foots, unfortunately, are very low drop chance, so they will be the hardest part to farm. And once you have one, it will upgrade the EXP you get. So with the scarab, once you have the gold scarab, you get about 13,000. With the gold pickle foulfoot, you will get 17,000. And the way that this works is if you rest at the site, and then instead of going the long way over to the middle, but you come to these 2 rocks here, and you fire just to the left of that middle branch there, and you don't miss like I just did, you'll hit it and it will run straight off the edge. And as soon as it starts falling, run back to the site, and while you're resting, your EXP will come through, and then you run, and you literally fire just to the left of that branch. You hit it, it will run off every time as it's falling, run back to the site, rest. And as you can see, the EXP came through every time. As long as it starts falling before you rest at the site, you'll get it, and you can spend hardly any time at all in between cycles. And that way, even though the pickle foulfoot you can't make it last longer, you can get more kills in the time it's active, and your EXP will go immensely faster than it would if you went the other way, where it has a chance of not even falling off the edge at all. I've been doing this for a little bit now. When I was 24 hours into the game, I was level 51. By 48, I was on level 67. That was before I figured out the way you could get the EXP from the boulder. Using the boulder method, I may have leveled up to around level 90, 91, and then through the old method of running to the middle and back here again, I got to about 120, and then from 120 to, I believe it's 150, 161 I am now, Jesus, 161, I've been using this method to get that EXP, and it's gone so much faster. I have been playing the game for 117 hours, but a lot of that has been running around searching for things, figuring out the best methods of doing, you know, farming and things like that. Maybe some idle time when I've run off to eat my dinner, I've tried to save myself at a nice safe point hidden inside a cave. But yeah, this is by far the most efficient method that I've found so far of getting EXP. Even if you don't have the scarab, if you're unable to do the dungeon, it's proving too hard for you, or you're not quite sure where to get it, you don't want to spoil it for yourself by looking it up, just doing this normally gets you 11,000, and it's more than enough. It will get you those levels that you need to equip that weapon you want to equip, or boost your defense a little bit, get yourself a little bit more HP, and before you know it, you'll have more runes than you know what to do with. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You just need to make sure you aim to the left of that tree branch and don't hit it like I've done the last 2 times. It does require a little bit of practice, especially if you're not good at using bows and self-aiming with the L1 button. But yeah, it's really simple. and it's fairly easy to do once you get the hang of it. You can aim through the middle there if you really want, but as you can see there's a branch there and an invisible wall just above it that will just block the arrow. The only way to fire through is to fire underneath it for it to go through like that. So it's always best to try and aim from that side. But even if you miss, you can always wait till it walks off, and then it will always run off. I've never had it stop at the edge and run back. Also, one of the best things you should do that I haven't mentioned yet is when you rest here, make sure that you pass the time until nightfall, and that way you have a chance of the enemy being an extreme version that drops more EXP. Usually you can tell by the enemy having red glowing eyes, but unfortunately these birds you can't see that on them. So you just have to pay attention to the EXP you get, really. So as soon as it pops, see it's 13,000 I believe. With the Scarabon, when it drops you get around 86,000. It increases it by quite a lot. But yeah, I hope this guide helps you all. And yeah, have good gaming, guys.